Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschoolology. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm a homeschool mom of 4. I currently have a 9th grader, 5th grader, 1st grader, and kindergartner, and on this channel I like to share mostly secular homeschooling, but I also share our lives in general, just being a mom, traveling, and all those other things. So if any of that sounds good to you, I hope you will stick around. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I create a lesson plan in Homeschool Planet. So if you are new here, I'm using Homeschool Planet for the first time this year and absolutely have fallen head over heels. It has made our homeschool so much easier, so much better, so much more consistent, which is a weakness of mine. And so it's just really helping us all around. And then on the back side, it's going to do a lot of things for me that I was going to have to do myself, like create transcripts and keep grades and all that stuff. It does it all for me. So y'all, I've fallen head over heels. However, we use curriculum that they do not sell lesson plans for. So another great thing about them is that they have already created lesson plans that you can purchase and just populate them right in. But we use a lot of curriculum that either it's a unit study that I've created. I have a video on that. I will share it. I think the link is over here. I don't remember. So I either have created my own curriculum, or it's something like Micheal Clay Thompson, which they don't work with, so they don't have a lesson plan for, and now I've got to put it in. And I don't use the Micheal Clay Thompson the way they suggest, so therefore I would have to put it in myself anyways, and that is what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So Micheal Clay Thompson level 2, the town level, is what I'm going to be creating a lesson plan for today. And so, yeah, let's jump over to the computer. Okay, so here we are at my Homeschool Planet. This is the calendar view. This is what I come every week or every day to see what we're doing. But right now I want to create a lesson plan. So I'm going to come up here where it says calendar and go to lesson plan. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and hit this create my own lesson plan. This is going to be Micheal Clay Thompson Town, and I'm going to do it 4 days a week. And then I'm going to hit assignments. So we have already completed the first part of the series, which was Grammar Town, and so that I've already done, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in here just so you guys can see how it's done. Just fair warning, I do not use Micheal Clay Thompson the way that he suggests necessarily. So this is going to be maybe like a little bit different than if you buy the bundle, but this is kind of how I like to do it. And so what we do, we always start with the grammar portion. So I'm going to do an assignment generator, and then I'm going to say that I want to repeat the same assignment. So I usually do this reoccurring pattern, but I'm going to say this time that I want to repeat the same assignment, and I'm going to click on that if it'll let me. And then I'm going to say, okay, so it had 4 chapters in it, or 4 lessons, and so I'm going to say that after 4 repetitions, after 4 weeks, we'll do 1 a week, and then I'm going to be done. No, yes, no. We did, I'm going to say after 2 weeks, because we did 2 lessons a week, and it was going to be 4 days a week. And then I'm going to hit next. And then I'm going to say we are going to do read lesson brackets 1. Oops, not that. Fancy brackets will make it repeat. Starting at number 1, that part I'm not going to grade. I could add my, because I have it as a digital file, I could add my PDF. So I have found it here in my documents. I'm going to upload the instructor one because I'm typically the one that that I do mine digitally and she does hers like as a written, as a printed out thing. So I'm going to go ahead and link the instructor here. So I'm going to hit that. It's going to upload it, and then I'm going to call it grammar. Oops. Well, there we go. And well, that's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Hold on. Grammar Town. All right, and then it's going to open in a new browser. I'm going to hit save, and then I am going to add another assignment here. So add another assignment on that same day. We are going to do 2 practice sentences. So that is what we will do, and then I want it to repeat to 4 lessons, but I don't want it to do that. You know what? I don't want it to be that long. You know what? We're just going to say after 1 week, since it's 4 days. We're just, after 1 week. Because this was really basically, why won't this work? This was basically review for us. And so we did kind of breeze right through this. So there we go. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4. And so I would hit OK. Okay, add them. So now you can see it's generated that. So now my next assignment, I'm going to have it start on week 2. And that, well, actually, what I had her do was do the Grammar Town post test on this day. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? No, I'm not going to add that now. I'll add that in a minute. Now I'm going to add the Paragraph Town. We're going to do Paragraph Town and Caesar's English at the same time. So this time I'm going to scroll back up here and hit Assignment Generator. This time I am going to do the reoccurring pattern because I want 2 days to be one thing and 2 days to be another thing. So I'm going to do this and I'm going to say next. It is going to end after 6 weeks, 7 weeks. 7 weeks. So I'm going to hit after, it's going to start on week 2 and end on week 8 because we remember we already filled week 1, and then I am going to do it 4 times a day or 4 times a week, and then I'm going to hit next. So this first one is going to be do Caesar's English lesson. The really cool thing is that it's in Roman numerals and I can use Roman numerals. Isn't that so fun? And then we're going to do on that same day, I'm going to add another assignment. On that same day, we're going to do the word search. And then on day 2, we're going to do Caesar's English. Oops. That is not how you spell English. Lesson 1 continued. And then we're going to add an assignment to that day because on that day she does the quiz. And then on day 3, we're going to read Paragraph Town, Chapter 1. And then we're going to add another assignment and we're going to do 2 sentences. And then on this last day, we are going to do a, what does he call them? He calls them paragraph labs. We're going to do 1 paragraph lab activity and we are going to do 2 sentences. So I could go here and add that resource. So I'm going to upload the file. Give me a second. So here it is. I uploaded like I said, I like to upload the instructor manual because I use them electronically. I print out the ones for her, and it's going to open in a new browser. I'm going to save that. I do want to grade. I don't want to grade as reading, but I do want to grade the word search and as homework. I don't want to grade the reading. I am going to grade this as a quiz. I don't want to grade the reading. I am going to grade this as homework. Don't want to grade that, but I do want to grade this. I'm also going to add this book in as a resource. So there we go. I'm going to hit save and then I'm going to scroll down here and make sure it looks the way that I want it to. So I have week 2, day 1 is lesson 1, read chapter 1. Oh, you know what I didn't do is up here, I didn't use my fancy brackets. So there we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's click over here just to make sure it registers that. So that looks good. That looks good. Caesar's English lesson 2 continued. Lesson 3. Now, what other thing I messed up here is that this should be an I, not a 1. So let's go ahead and change that. And then you can see it just changes. Isn't that so cool? So that's exactly what I want it to be, exactly what I want it to do. And then I'm going to say, okay, and we're going to add them. Now, remember I said I had her do the post test, the Grammartown post test, and I want to add that in between these two things here. It's easier to start like week 2, day 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this and following assignments down so that it gives me a day here. And then I'm going to put in complete grammar. You know what? Just to make it look pretty, I'm just going to delete this one. I'm going to say, never mind. I don't want to do that. I'm going to remove this assignment. And then I'm going to eliminate gaps. So there I go. I put it right back where it was. And instead of doing 2 sentences on this day, we're going to do Grammartown post test this day. So that is what we're going to do. And that's how we're going to put this in here. And as you can see, it populated everything and it keeps going until we've made it through. We have completed. Okay, so here it's not chapter 7, it's a writing practice. So I'm going to do one writing practice activity. Because that's what the last section is of that book. And then so at this point, I'm not going to keep going because I don't want to give too much of the Micheal Clay Thompson stuff away because I don't want to mess with any of their copyright. But as you can see, this only made it to chapter 7 of Caesar's English, and there's actually 20 lessons. So what I would do then is go back up to the top and hit assignment generator. We would continue doing the Caesar's English, and then, what week was that? Oops, I gotta check. So that was week 9 would be where I would start. So I would go back up to assignment generator, select the reoccurring pattern, and then I want it to start on week 9, and then it would be repeat. What did we make it to? 7. So 8, 9, 10. So that would be 13 weeks that I would be completing the Caesar's English. So I would put that in. I would start this at VIII, and then add the word search. And then on day 3, I think we start reading Alice in Wonderland, and I could put in whatever chapter. Maybe we want to read a chapter a day. So I would say chapter 1. Then the next day I would say read Alice in Wonderland. Oops. Chapter 2. And so on and so forth. And so when you go down here, you'll see, let me scroll this too. There's my Caesar's English, same pattern that I had, and then I'm going to change it to add in read Alice chapter 1 and 2. Something's wrong here. I don't know why it does this. This should say 3. So what I would do in this case is just delete the chapters, and then I'm going to populate this into my whatchamacallit, and populate it into my regular lesson plan. And then I would just go and manually type in Alice. I would go in and manually type in 1, 2, so on and so forth, like that. So it's just kind of like working with it and trying to figure out, maybe Miss Robin has another suggestion for me on how to make that work. But basically, that is what you do. You kind of like decide on your pattern that you want to follow, and then you add your patterns into this. Remember, you can add any notes. You can add a grading system. Because I put grade things, I have to put in a grading system or it won't let me. So I'm just going to say 50% and 50% because this is not going to be my real lesson plan. I created it once and the video was not good. But anyways, I can upload a description or type my own description. I could track hours if I wanted to. Remember, if you track hours, it's best to do it as the class method, or you're going to have to do every individual assignment. I can add a resource here to be used across the whole entire class. And then there's options over here, which I never really came over to, but then I saw that you can click this, so don't show, if there's no assignment, don't show the class, and I really like that feature, so I make sure I come over here and click that now too. And you can make other little adjustments here, but then you hit save and close. So then I'm going to go find it in my list. As you can see, I've been making lots. I think this is the right one. So I'm going to hit apply this lesson. I'm going to create a new lesson or a new class. And then I'm going to select all of the assignments. You can go in here and select only the ones that you want. But since we're starting at the beginning, we're going to put that in. I'm going to assign it as language arts because that's what it is. And then I'm going to assign it to myself just so I don't mess up my daughter's program. We do school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to assign the remainder of this year. We don't do any times. And then I can set up the grading or not set up the grading. I'm going to say I don't want to set up the grading this time. And then I'm going to select OK there. And then I'm going to show you just me here. So you can see here it is. And then you can see that I click on this and it opens up my document. It's ready to go right there, which I think is so great. I love that feature because I do this on my tablet. So I can pull this up on my tablet, I can click it, it opens it right up, and then I'm ready to go. And I just love that. And then I can just check off everything as we go along. We'll go a little bit further. We're getting into our holiday season. But here you can see Caesar's English has, you know, it's all there. It's all ready to go. This is where you can change the time. So whatever you set the time to is what it's going to automatically save. But say it took you longer or took you less time, you can adjust that here. And so I just really, 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 really love this. It's so easy to go in and create a lesson plan that works for me. And then if I need to make changes, it's super simple to do that. I just click on it and hit edit, and then I can make changes right here. And this is only going to change the class. So it says edit class. It's only going to change this. It's not going to change my lesson plan that I created. Okay. That is there. That is the way it is. That's how it's going to be. This is only going to change this specific class. So say we miss a day or we have something on this Friday and we're not going to do school. I can shift this schedule out by another day. Well, I'm going to have to shift it out till January because, you know, but anyways, I can shift it out to a whole, and then it'll just skip all of that time and move it down to, you know, whenever I told it to, which I think that feature, I use it all the time, guys. I use it all the time because things come up and we have to adjust and we have to change, or we didn't get to something, or something took longer than we thought and I need to move part of it. Like I can just move, you know, shift from here. Like I can shift this and the following assignments down a day, and then I can shift that out. And so you can see that this is 2 separate days now, and then I can shift that out. So if we didn't get to something, I can move it. It's just there. It's so flexible, and you can do so much with it, and it's so customizable. And it's keeping us on track, guys. It really, really is. Let me show you here. I'm not going to save those changes. Let me show you here just how much it's keeping us on track. So here is a week, and this is everything that we completed, because if we didn't complete it, I shifted it forward. Look at all this we are getting done. It's getting done in a timely manner. You can see she didn't play this game, so I shifted it forward. This is where if you select that thing under options, it won't show this, but you can also just delete this, and it says just this day, and then it's gone, if that bothers you. Like it bothers me. I don't know why, but it does bother me. But anyways, I'm rambling. I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you found that helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope it was, you know, not too confusing. Using Homeschool Planet, it does have a little bit of a learning curve, and it is something that you kind of have to play around with, but once you figure it out, it gets a lot easier to create things, and there's so much that it can do that makes it just absolutely so versatile and perfect for homeschooling. And so yeah, so I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And if I can't answer it, I will contact people over at Homeschool Planet and find an answer for you guys. They are absolutely wonderful to work with. So if you do decide to use this program, I have a link down below where you can get well, the link doesn't provide the 30-day free trial. That's across the board, which is so amazing. But if you use that link, it does support me just a little bit. And so, but anyways, use that link, try it out for 30 days. And if you have any problems, having to contact Homeschool Planet is actually absolutely wonderful because they are so nice to talk to. So I think that I'm going to wrap this up here, and I hope you will come back and chat with me again real soon. Don't forget you can check us out over on Instagram at Homeschoolology, and yeah, I think that's it. So talk to you guys later. Bye.